I don't know about you guys. I'm still feeling the rush from when Minkah Fitzpatrick signed that 4-year extension that's keeping him rolling in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform for 5 more years. I don't know about you guys. I'm still feeling it. I'm feeling excited. And I'm glad we got one of the 3 core guys on the defense locked up. All 3 of them are now locked up, which is great. But now this leads to who's next in line for a contract extension. And that guy is a no-brainer. We all know it's going to be our number 1 receiver, Diontae Johnson. First let me start. Is he worth an extension? Absolutely.
Yes, I'd say so. No question about it.
Absolutely, he's worth an extension. The question is how much?
Yeah, that's been the main, discussion is how much is he worth?
All around Steeler Nation, all around Twitter, all around social media is how much is Diontae Johnson worth? How much would you pay Diontae Johnson? And the reason why that is because the wide receiver market is probably the most beneficial market all offseason.
Yeah.
We'll go through the list shortly, but also when you look at the Steelers' history when it comes to receivers, they rarely extend receivers, and when they do, they rarely pay big money. The only other exception was, of course, Antonio Brown, but that was for obvious reasons.
Yes.
I've never seen a receiver so productive like AB in my life, to be real with you. It's a shame what happened. We all know that. But Diontae Johnson, outside of AB and Hines Ward and Juju, no other receiver has gotten a second contract.
Nope.
But with Diontae Johnson,
could he put his name in that discussion, in that rare discussion?
Right, but the problem, again, falls in line is the cost, because I don't know if they're going to pay him big bucks, especially when they rarely do that at the receiver position. And think of Diontae all you want. He does still have reoccurring issues.
Yes, and that definitely showcased a lot in the later part of last season. Because I remember, I want to say, the first 12, maybe 13 games, he hardly dropped the ball. Yeah. He was fantastic.
Actually, as a matter of fact, he only had 5 drops compared to, 12, 13 in the year prior in 2020? He only had 5 drops last year in 2021, which is a big improvement from the past couple years.
But the majority of those drops, though, they came in the later parts. It actually kind of, I don't want to say it hurt us because eventually we got to the playoffs, but they were.
Right. It was still a headache because we thought we were over this. Granted, he was just in his 3rd year. He's coming into his 4th and final year of his rookie contract. So those reoccurring issues is still, it's a minor headache. Because it's not as big as it used to be, which is great. There's improvement from Diontae. We already know how great of an X receiver he is. We already know how great of a route runner he is. His release is probably one of the best in the league. The fact he can create separation is so great for a guy his size.
Mm-hmm.
It's very impressive. His hands are better.
Still much better.
Still somewhat inconsistent, but definitely better. And the fact he had 1,000 yards last year in the offense that we had is very, very promising. And the fact he should have had 1,000 yards the year prior if it wasn't for all those drops is even more impressive.
Yes.
I'll give Diontae that. He's great. He's a very good receiver. Now, I might get some heat for this. I don't think he's on the level of a Cooper Kupp or a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson. I don't think he's that impactful. In my opinion.
At least not. Granted, at least not yet.
Right, and this is the benefit of the doubt I'll give him. He hasn't really had a consistent quarterback. Ben and Deontay's 1st and 2nd year were not exactly Ben like we all remember and know, but it was still somewhat little sparks of Ben in there.
Yeah.
Last year, Ben was just, we all know we know it was the tail end of his career.
But what Diontae was able to do, though, with that type of quarterback, imagine if he had, somebody younger.
Exactly. Now he has someone younger, and Mitch and or Pickett, whoever starts at quarterback. So I'll give him that is the reason why I say he's not as impactful as the other guys, as the other star receivers that are making big bucks and that are going to make bigger bucks in the next coming years is because he doesn't have that young, youthful quarterback that the others have. Now he does. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what he does in his 4th and final year to step up and earn that big payday. In my opinion, he's not worth it yet. He is not worth it yet.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't think, especially since we extended Minkah Fitzpatrick recently, I don't know if they're going to give him the extension before training camp or even after training camp, before the regular season.
But here's the question, though.
I think I know what question you're going to bring up. Right. Going ahead.
Do the Steelers try to extend Diontae before the season starts. Because if they do, and Diontae has a bigger season next year and has that impactful season that he's on the similar impact as the other guys I've listed, then you could get him cheaper. Or does Diontae hold off and say, wait, let me show you what I'm made of and make extra money?
Right.
Is that what's going to happen? Are the Steelers going to try to be smart again like they did with Minkah? We already know the receiver position in its market is way overpriced at this point. It's the most beneficial market all offseason.
Yes.
Are they going to try to take advantage and extend him while the market's still already outrageous before it gets even more outrageous, similar to what they did with Minkah? Are they going to try to extend him before the regular season? Or is Diontae specifically going to hold off and try to have a bigger season so he can make more money, whether that's from the Steelers or from another team? That's another question right there.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good question at that, too. I don't know. If the Steelers do offer him a contract, does Diontae take it then?
Or is he going to gamble?
Or is he going to want to be, I don't want to say greedy, but is he going to want more money?
I'm saying, is he going to gamble on himself?
Yes, of course. That's another debate, too.
He could gamble on himself to get a bigger payday. Honestly, if I'm the Steelers and I'm trying to extend Diontae, I'm doing it before training camp. Similar like I did for Minkah. So I can get him at a cheaper price because I do think Diontae is going to have a bigger year this year. Knowing he's in his fourth year, he has a better quarterback under center now. I think Diontae's going to have a very, very good year. I think he could have 12, 13, maybe 1,400 yards. I don't know if that's being a little too promising on this guy, but he showcased it the last couple years, and it seems he's getting better at everything year by year. He's just growing. So I'm trying to get him at the cheapest price now before he could break out this year fully and get a bigger price in free agency.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do if I'm the Steelers. I just don't know if they do. But the question is obviously the price.
Yeah, and the price range, like you said, with the wide receiver market is beyond ridiculous.
We'll go over it now. I mean, you look at the two top guys. These guys signed extensions this year when they got traded to their new respective teams. Hill and Adams are the two highest paid receivers. This is new contracts they signed 2-3 months ago. Cooper Kupp, right under Hopkins, just signed an extension literally a week ago.
A.J. Brown, when he got traded to the Eagles on draft day, he signed that extension.
Diggs just signed an extension a month ago. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, two $20 million receivers. On the Chargers, Amari Cooper got traded to the Browns. You see what he's being you see what he's making. Chris Godwin just signed an extension with the Bucs a few months ago. You see what he's making. Christian Kirk, what the fuck?
Yeah, nice job, Jacksonville.
Yeah, see, Jacksonville fucked up the market because Christian Kirk hasn't even had a 1,000-yard season his entire career.
And obviously, if you ask me, Diontae's worth whatever the hell Christian Kirk got.
Right, but in my honest opinion, if you're going to ask me, Diontae is not worth $18 million yet.
Not yet, not now.
He could be after next year. Honestly, I could definitely see him being worth 18 after next year. But as of right now and what he showcased, granted, it's not entirely his fault because of the quarterback play, although he does show some inconsistencies at the same time, he's not worth $18 million. But if you're going to tell me that Christian Kirk's making more than Diontae Johnson, that's ludicrous. That's why fuck the Jaguars for fucking up the market.
Dude, I mean, I can imagine Diontae Johnson looking at this. That's literally someone spitting in his face. That's an insult to Diontae Johnson, knowing that Christian Kirk is making more.
The Jags fucked it up. So now you have to pay Diontae similar or more, which obviously he's worth more. But I'm not paying him 18 if I'm in the office.
Not now.
But here's the problem: the Steelers are gonna have to if they want to keep him with the team.
If they really, really want to keep him. But keep in mind, we are the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Thank you.
We can replace him. We replaced AB, for God's sake, with this freaking dude.
Yeah, a third-round pick, which we got out of the AB trade. We can replace receivers easily. The list of receivers, we'd be here all day, man. Whoever you thought the number one receiver was, back from the 70s all the way down to here, we replaced them easily.
We had no issue. We have no problem. 30, 40 years later, we still have zero issue replacing these guys.
Just think of it, man.
So do the Steelers, knowing their resume, knowing what they can do at wide receiver, how much they've replaced previous receivers, do they want to extend this guy knowing what they can do?
That's the other question, man. There's so many questions here. Like,
do you pay the guy? How much do you pay the guy?
When do you pay the guy? Do you do it before camp? Does Diontae take the gamble and try to get a bigger payday next year, next offseason? Do you say no to Diontae in general and just know you can replace him with a guy maybe like George Pickens? I don't know.
This whole scenario, this whole situation is if not very very interesting.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know what the Steelers do. I don't know what Diontae's asking price is.
I don't know what side to go on, honestly, because I'm with both sides. Is Diontae worth an extension? Absolutely. Is he worth more than Christian Kirk? Absolutely. Can we replace him? I believe so.
So what side do you choose?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
If we keep him, great. It depends on how much money. But nonetheless, you still keep a great guy that can still get better, believe it or not. That can still get better. He hasn't hit his peak yet.
No, he has not. That's the scary part.
But at the same time, we're the Steelers. We can replace him literally like that.
Yep.
I truly believe that because we have before. So what do we do? What do the Steelers do? I don't know.
If they want to keep Diontae, which I know damn well they want to, because why wouldn't you? It's Diontae Johnson. You know, he's like Rob said, he hasn't even hit his peak yet. Now he has a younger, stronger quarterback when it comes to throw power. At under center, we could truly see what Diontae's true potential is now, knowing he has a more young quarterback, which is great.
Yeah.
If I'm the Steelers and I want to keep Diontae, I'm doing it before training camp. But at the same time, Diontae might just say no and take the gamble. And then at that point, either you pay him what he thinks he's worth or you just let him walk. And then you replace him with whoever you have. Either way, I think the Steelers will get success. I just don't know. Don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen.
But I think regardless, they will find success because the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, they breed success. They crave success, no matter what it is.
They sleep success. I mean, come on.
And do we do what the Rams did with Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp? We just extend Minkah Fitzpatrick. Do we try to lock down one of our key offensive weapons?
I would hope so.
Are the Steelers capable at that, though? Because how much
I think
is
so.
I would believe so because I think they still have a good bit of salary cap.
Well, they have $20 million in cap still. Now, granted, the new contracts won't go into effect till next year.
Right.
Because they're still playing under what they have now. The new contracts that they will be extending, like Minkah's, for example, his contract won't go into effect till next year. My hat just fell. So, I don't know. I think they have the cap to do it. Omar Khan is a financial genius.
Yes,
okay?
he is. And I believe it's one of the reasons why we promoted him.
It is exactly one of the reasons why we promoted him because he's a financial genius. He's gotten us out of cap hell, quote unquote, the last couple of years.
And so I think Omar Khan will find a way to potentially get this done if they really want to.
He already did one with Minkah. Can he do it with Diontae? The question is when. I don't know. Let us know your guys' thoughts. Do you keep Diontae? How much do you pay him? When do you think he signed? Let us know everything, man. Because just discussing it now, it's got me a little more confused because I don't know what side they're going to go with. It's just more of a wait-and-see game. If I'm the Steelers, I'm doing it before camp. But knowing Diontae, he could, and knowing any NFL player at that, he could just take the gamble.
We'll see what happens.
We shall see what happens, man. But Minkah is extended. Now it's time for Diontae to get his pay. It's just a matter of how much they are willing to pay him and when they will pay him. When the time is now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on before training camp even hits because now Diontae's next in line for a contract.
Yes, he is.
So you already know they're going to be in talks very shortly. But let's know your guys' thoughts and feelings down below, man. Here we go, Steelers.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!